Hello everyone, this is me again, Isra, and welcome to a new episode of my series, اقرأ podcast. In today's episode, I am going to talk about a masterpiece that has changed my life for the better. An opportunity not to miss if you want to move from where you are to where you want to be. The book is How to Change by the behavioral scientist Katy Milkman. So, without exceptions, I believe, we all try hard to be the best version of ourselves. We want to improve our lifestyles, adopt good habits, and give up on anything that will prevent us from reaching our goals. Of course, there is nothing more important than achieving things we believe they will make us feel productive and successful. We might have different perspectives and definitions of what success is, but we all do have something in common. We're human. Thus, we share the same instincts and internal obstacles that obstruct our way to success. For this reason, the author and a group of intellectuals in various domains collaborated in a study to find out what it takes to change and increase productivity. Certainly, there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, but the book is a real guide that will help you identify your own problems and deal with them wisely. What is more interesting is that everything in it is based on deep research and empirical evidence, which makes the content more convincing and valuable. It is about how to shift the focus from our strengths to our weaknesses. So the more we understand them, the easier it gets to improve. The first thing the author highlights in her book is the importance of choosing the right time to change or when to encourage new things to happen. Fresh starts, or what are called blank slates, make things easier because we instinctively feel excited and motivated to change in moments that feel like a new start, such as the beginning of a new week, a new month, new year, new decade, or simply moving to a new city. Although fresh starts can help us acquire positive behavior and boost our optimism about the future, they alone are not enough if the individual is not willing to change in the first place. Whenever we have a goal to achieve, we usually focus on the long-term positive outcome and we ignore the short-term pain that accompanies the process. Therefore, we think we are getting there regardless of the obstacles that can face us, which is not real. And that's why most people do not commit to things even if they were motivated at the beginning. We have to be aware that things are not as simple and easy as they seem. The present bias is usually more powerful than our faith in our self-control and ability to accomplish hard and discipline-requiring tasks. So, rather than being overconfident, we should look for ways to enjoy tough things while doing them, which is a killing two birds with one stone strategy to overcome this bias. In other words, combining difficult tasks with things we enjoy will save us time, boost motivation, and increase our commitment. For example, allowing yourself to watch your favorite series only when you're working out, or to enjoy a good podcast while cleaning your room or washing the dishes, which is something I do, by the way. The effectiveness of this strategy is proved in both the short and long term if it is used the right way. However, cognitively demanding tasks cannot be bundled with each other, which is the case for physically demanding tasks. Another effective technique to rely on are commitment devices. As it limits our flexibility, commitment device is a smart way to tackle procrastination, which is a very familiar obstacle to many of us. These devices range from voluntarily choosing deadlines, apps that limit social media use, making pledges publicly, to paying an amount of money if we're not disciplined enough to stick to our plans. While some devices impose monetary penalties, others involve psychological costs such as guilt and the discomfort caused by breaking our words and pledges. And the harder the penalty or restriction is, the better the results are. When we make decisions that will force us to commit and reduce our freedom, we absolutely find a way to manage our time and energy. And although we would obviously choose to be free and independent, when we know something will work for our own good, we tend to try it. And with valid examples, this method can have a lasting positive effect on our behavior. A very important thing to consider here is to use measurable and achievable commitments in order to motivate us to do more. In the first chapters, Katy Milkman distinguishes between two types of people: naives, who are overconfident about their willpower and ability to overcome temptation without using any commitment devices, and then there are sophisticates, who are aware of their self-control problem and willing to make an effort to overcome it. Moving to another obstacle, which besides laziness and obstruction is inevitable but easier to overcome. Forgetfulness is the most common explanation we often fail to accomplish things no matter how significant they are. It's a feature of the human brain, so it's simply out of control. So rather than blindly believing in our memory, we can use some tricks to help us keep appointments and fulfill commitments. They include reminders that come right before the task we're supposed to accomplish, or cues that trigger our memory so they make us remember and act immediately. For example, while having my morning coffee, I'm going to read 5 pages from a book I'm currently reading. And this way, you will get things easily done without much struggle. Also, making thorough plans with milestones plays a big role in combating flakeout and forgetting issues. They push us to think strategically when and how we're going to accomplish things. Laziness, another common problem we face every day, but surprisingly, it can work for our own good by relying on shortcuts and defaults, which can be really beneficial and helpful if they're set wisely. They help save time and make good regular decisions without any effort. In this section, Katy highlights the importance of setting routines that are productive so we don't always have to waste time thinking what to do. Those set it and forget it systems can be created by practicing good behavior followed by positive feedback until it becomes a default, even when the reward is no longer there. Building habits is a process we are most of the time unconscious of. So we have to be aware of our decisions and very selective in routines. And when we talk about habits, we talk about repetition and a lot of practice because it's not that simple to adopt new habits. And what we call self-control is actually positive behavior that has become a default thanks to familiarity and reinforcement. Although consistent and strict routines facilitate the construction of lasting habits, they make us rigid and inflexible when things don't work as planned, which is something that happens frequently. So, training ourselves to accomplish tasks under different circumstances is very advantageous. With some analysis, we'll figure out that we often don't have a problem of knowledge, and the best proof of this is that everyone seems to be an expert when giving advice, but they're few in number who actually act. Rather, we have a lack of confidence that we are able to achieve great things. So, an effective method to mention here is giving advice. In a very powerful way, being asked for advice and suggestions feeds our self-confidence and faith in our efficacy, wisdom, and ability to help others get over the same problems we're struggling with. And then the more we provide people with positive insights, the more likely we are to apply them in real life, even if we have never done before. And this illustrates the saying is believing effect. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people and self-affirmation are key to build confidence in our potential and how good we can be. The last chapters explain how that the way in which we see things and treat ourselves shapes how things are and how crucial that can be for our success or failure. We have to understand that despite all of this, we are human after all, not robots with fixed energy and performance. So, allowing ourselves to sit back and considering small failures as an essential part of success make us less rigid and keep us going even when we're not doing our best. Also, given the powerful effect of our environment and people around us on shaping who we are, which is again something beyond control, it is highly recommended to be close to high achievers, so they can be a reminder for us whenever we experience self-doubt that we are literally able to do anything. If someone did it, then I absolutely can. However, it can be a big discouragement if the gap is wide, so we'll feel behind and unable to catch up. It's very important for the achievements to feel doable and easy to reach, and to have big goals broken into smaller, achievable ones, so the seemingly impossible becomes possible. Never underestimate small progress. It works wonders, believe me. Lastly, keep in mind that effort and consistency are the determining factors in the equation of success. that we should treat change as a chronic disease that will never be cured, because all of the mentioned obstacles are part of our nature, so it's obviously impossible to eradicate them. And when new obstacles appear, we should learn to engineer new solutions. Alright guys, that was all for today's review. Hope you enjoyed the episode and that I was able to provide you with a clear idea of what the book is all about. There's still a lot to discover and learn, of course, and again, if you want to change for the better, and I'm sure you do, this work is definitely for you. Thank you so much for your attention. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Take care and see you soon.